we finally got a chance to get out and do something while we're in Central California, and we got to say, Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Park did not disappoint. We had a great time.
They really didn't.
We've been staying in Central California actually for quite a while now. We stayed at a couple of different RV parks. We were currently at Riverbend RV Park, which is off of Highway 180, about 5 miles east of Sanger, California. If you didn't happen to know it, Sanger is a small town, population around 26,000, and I think it's the Christmas tree city of the United States, believe it or not. They do have a Walmart and grocery store and things like that, so it's a small town, but if you are
very small town, you're limited with your grocery shopping.
But they do have all the basic essentials. Now, Riverbend RV Park, we actually had a pretty good time there. We stayed there actually for a month. It's a basic park. Again, it's off of Highway 180, about an hour from Kings Canyon. There's not a lot to do there as far as there's not a gym, there's not a swimming pool, anything like that.
No.
But it didn't bother us at all.
No.
They did have the cornhole game, horseshoes, they had bocce ball. Basketball, yeah. But it was a nice, it was clean.
Very quiet.
We were actually on site 126, which was huge. I think it was one of the biggest sites we actually stayed at this year. It was huge. If you do plan on going there anytime in the future, sites 125, 126, 127, and 128. Those were all really, really good sites.
Yeah.
With one caveat, site 125, it's a pull-through site, but there is a large tree in the back, so it's really a back-end site, but I think they classify it as a pull-through site.
There's no way you can pull through it, though.
No, there's not even for small rig.
Right, but very, very, the biggest campsite that we've ever had.
Yeah, very, very nice and great people. We had a very easy check-in. They just send you an email. You pay online. We never had to go to the office. We didn't use the laundry room or bathrooms or anything like that, so we can't speak to that.
Everything looked clean, but we never checked anything out.
Very
a little bit of road noise. It is right off of a main highway, Highway 180. There is quite a bit of road noise. I think we just kind of acclimated to it and learned how to block it out, got used to it, but not too bad. Really peaceful other than that.
Yeah, it was
great
good.
Dog park.
Oh,
really,
really good
great dog park. Lots of shade and benches in there, and really clean. Very, very nice.
So we're going to try to get through this video before it rains. We wanted to sit outside. It's actually a pretty nice day here.
Really
we just wanted to get out. Hopefully we can do this before it rains.
Yeah.
We want to talk a little bit about Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Park. Now, again, Central California, we're kind of staying back and forth between the RV parks and our son and daughter-in-law's house. We finally had a weekend. We could all get together. We made a long day of it. We did Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Park in one day, and it was honestly, it was a little too much for one day.
Yeah, it was way too much for one day.
And that's at King Canyon at this time of year is actually partially closed off right behind Hume Lake, just after Hume Lake. So if you do plan on seeing Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Park, I would plan on 2 days at least, and to really enjoy it.
Yeah, to really enjoy it, and you're going to want to really enjoy it. It's just a beautiful. Both of them are beautiful parks.
Yes. So driving out to the national parks, you'll notice in the video, we didn't have Rodeo with us. She stayed at our son and daughter-in-law's house. We had their dog Crux, which recently had surgery and kind of limping a little bit.
He had left knee surgery, kind of like I'm going to have in a couple weeks.
I can call you Crux. So that's why we had Crux with us and we didn't have Rodeo. So leaving Riverbend RV Park, it's really about just over an hour drive from the park to Kings Canyon Visitor Center.
And boy, is it a beautiful drive.
It is, yeah. The colors were amazing.
Everything.
And we're here, this is the end of March. So the colors are all starting to come out, the wildflowers, all the yellows and the purples. Just getting to the park was a pretty amazing drive. Now the visitor center at Kings Canyon is not a very big one, but man, we learned a lot. We spoke to a couple park rangers there, and they were just full of information.
Lots of information.
We didn't even know Kings Canyon used to be called General Grant National Park, after General Grant, the general from the Civil War. And the reason for that is a lot of these national parks were created in the late 1800s. So after the Civil War, you know, the generals were still kind of the big, I guess, the big heroes of the day. So that's why it was called that. But the visitor center was definitely, I think, a must stop.
Yeah.
They did have some food across the parking lot from the visitor center. It's just a nice clean area, a nice place to stop,
really
get some
pretty.
information and kind of plan your day. Now from there we did go to the General Grant tree. And this was pretty neat. Now Dina couldn't go on the hike because of her knee. She did stay back in the parking lot with Crux, the dog. So we had the two gimps in the parking lot. But it wasn't a bad parking lot to be in either.
It was a beautiful spot to be stranded if we had to be stranded. So we just patiently waited and checked out the other trees around there and the shade and sun and shade actually. It was cold and then it would get warm and we just went back and forth and we were fine.
Now, I was fortunate enough, I did get to go see the General Grant tree with our son and daughter-in-law. It's only a half-mile loop trails, and it's very easy, not bad at all. It was paved the whole way, too. So the General Grant tree was pretty impressive. It's just over, or just shy, I should say, of 270 feet tall. And from what I remember, it's the third largest tree in the world by volume. So that's the amount of wood in it. Huge tree. Really cool. We got some pretty good pictures there. Just a nice walk, and the smell, just the clean, fresh air was definitely worth it. So if you do get to go to Kings Canyon, I think the General Grant tree is definitely a must-see. And again, it won't. You could do it in like in an hour and enjoy yourself. So that was a lot of fun. Now, leaving the General Grant tree, we did drive north to Hume Lake. And I gotta say, this was pretty. This was like a postcard, I think, the lake with the mountains behind it.
Even our son and daughter-in-law were like, it doesn't look real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable. So beautiful.
All my friends are going different places, moving on and turning new pages. I don't wanna close this chapter, even as time moves faster, even as time moves faster. New cities, new faces, new memories, new changes, old dreams that I'm chasing, we're chasing, still chasing. All my friends are going different places, moving on and turning new pages. I don't wanna close this chapter, even as time moves faster, even as time moves faster, even as time moves faster. Old cities, old faces, old memories,
leaving Kings Canyon, we drove back 180, Highway 180, and we headed south to Sequoia National Park, and they butt up against each other. It's kind of broken up a little bit. You'll go through a little bit of Kings Canyon, you may get into Sequoia National Forest, then you may get back into Sequoia National Park,
right.
National Forest. We got confused all the time, but you're in the Sequoias. Now, driving through Sequoia National Park, we only had enough time. We wanted to get down to see the General Sherman tree, which I believe is the largest tree in the world by volume. So that was kind of our main goal. We just really didn't have enough time to do much of anything else. But the drive from Kings Canyon going all the way down to the General Sherman tree was probably about an hour, maybe a little over an hour. But it wasn't a dull moment in the whole drive. It was amazing. Now, we did go through some spots. It's kind of sad, but it's part of nature. A huge fire. So a lot of
huge
burnt trees and dead trees, and you can see where I guess the Park Service was cutting down some trees so they don't fall over the road. But what happened was there was a fire in September of 2021.
Yeah.
It was actually a lightning strike, and it caused a few fires. They kind of merged together, and it ended up burning just over 88,000 acres of trees. It's just amazing. And you'll see in the video, we drove through a lot of that. It was sad, but at the same time, you're going to get new growth and new trees and vegetation all coming from that. Now, they do expect, this kind of surprised me as well, they expect anywhere between 2,000 to 4,000 large sequoia trees to die because of this fire within the next 3 to 5 years. So I guess a lot of them, if they didn't die in the fire, I guess they're going to be weakened enough and they'll end up dying in the next 3 to 5 years.
I think at one point when we were driving through the park there, where the fires were, at one point I could actually still smell like a burning wood. Yeah, it was crazy.
If you find some of this information helpful or even entertaining, please hit the like button. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us out, and hopefully by hitting the like button, more people will get notified of our videos and help, maybe help somebody else out and let them know about us as well.
That's right.
The sea, I'm gonna cross another ocean until you're next to me. I'm gonna rush like a river, I keep following my feet. I find a way out of the city until you're next to me. But the bridges onto the ocean, I got a spotlight, a spotlight. I ain't gonna look back, I ain't gonna look back, I ain't gonna look back till you're next to me. I ain't gonna look back, I ain't gonna look back, I ain't gonna look back till you're next to me. Hey. Keeping my eyes open, there's no time for sleep. I won't stop till I get there, till you're next to me. To the middle of nowhere, sky and the ground meet. In the call of the city, till you're next to me. But the bridges onto the ocean, I got a spotlight, a spotlight. I ain't gonna look back, I ain't gonna look back, I ain't gonna look back till you're next to me. I ain't gonna look back,
And don't forget, if you're in the area for Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Park, Yosemite is right up the road, probably an hour, hour and a half drive to the north. So you can hit 3 national parks in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And they're all just beautiful. Now, try to remember also this time of year, where this is late March, they may require you to have snow chains in Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Park.
Yeah.
You'll just have to look it up on their website. It's not by the date, it's more by the weather. So just be aware of that.
Right, and also you could be pulled over and asked to show your chains.
Yeah, and I think they'll give you a ticket if it is possible. Just be aware of that and check the National
weather,
Park Service site before you go. And the other thing to be aware of too, especially if you have little kids, they have a lot of snow play areas in these parks too. So if you're fortunate enough to be here when there's some snow on the ground, the kids bring a sled. There's a lot of little places, a lot of small kids, tubing, and we even saw people having picnics up in the snow. So
snowball fights and snow building, snowman building, all kinds of fun stuff.
A lot of fun. You'll definitely enjoy these parks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Remember, always live life to the fullest.
Y'all have a great week.